Close your eyes, breathe deeply, allow your body to sink into its restful state. Let's begin our story now. We tell stories here of faraway lands and mystical beings. We have journeys through time, encounters with the unknown, and adventures in far-off galaxies. Today, let us turn back the pages of history and return to a time when the world was very different. But first, let me ask you a question. Do prophecies foretell the future, or do they offer timeless wisdom that resonates across generations? The Hopi people of North America believed that prophecies were neither predictions nor warnings. Rather, they were living teachings. They spoke of natural cycles, not just of the distant future, but of every generation. The Hopi were a tribe deeply connected to the land, their spirituality interwoven with the cycles of nature. For them, prophecies weren't set in stone. They were guides, helping them navigate the challenges of each era. In this story, we'll dive into a prophecy that has echoed through the ages, the Blue Star Kachina prophecy. This prophecy is more than just an ancient prediction. It's a narrative that speaks to the human condition, touching on themes of destruction and rebirth that continue to resonate even today. Join me as we uncover the layers of meaning in this prophecy, understanding not just what it says, but what it teaches. Let's begin. Before we delve into the prophecy itself, we must understand the Hopi people who kept this tale alive through oral tradition. Their culture is rich, their history deep. The Hopi, also known as the Hopi tribe, are Native Americans whose roots run deep in the arid lands of the American Southwest. Specifically, they are indigenous to the third largest state in the US, Arizona. Their name, Hopi, is derived from the phrase peaceful people. In their native language, this name reflects the tribe's philosophy and their deep connection to the natural world around them. The Hopi have a rich cultural heritage, and one of their most striking traditions is the Kachina, which is a type of spirit being in their religion. These Kachinas are believed to be intermediaries between the Hopi people and the natural world. They take on human form and teach important lessons and act as agents of change. One particular Kachina, the Blue Star Kachina, holds a special place in their mythology and is central to a prophecy that speaks of great upheavals and transformations on Earth. Hopi beliefs are centered around a deep respect for nature. Their religious practices are a harmonious blend of ritual, dance, and daily life. The Hopi believe that everything in the natural world has a spirit, including rocks, plants, and animals. This belief fosters a sense of responsibility towards the environment, teaching the Hopi to live in balance with the natural world rather than dominating it. This philosophy of harmonious coexistence is not only a spiritual teaching, it's a way of life. It guides their interactions with the environment and influences their decisions about land use and resource management. This deep connection to nature is what makes the Hopi an ideal tribe to study when discussing environmental themes and prophecies related to the earth. The Hopi people are renowned for their artistic skills, particularly in the field of pottery. Hopi pottery is not just aesthetically pleasing, it's a reflection of their cultural identity. Each piece is a work of art, often depicting traditional designs and motifs that tell stories of their history and beliefs. This tradition of storytelling through pottery serves to preserve their cultural heritage and pass it down through generations. It's a tangible link to their past, present, and future. But perhaps the most significant aspect of Hopi culture is their emphasis on prophecy. To the Hopi, prophecy is not merely a prediction of the future, it's a living teaching. It's a guide to help them interpret the signs of the times and live in harmony with the natural world. This is where the Blue Star Kachina prophecy takes center stage. Now let's talk about the prophecy. This prophecy tells a story of a time when the world will face great upheaval. It speaks of a time when the stars in the sky will appear in a different formation, signaling a period of great transformation and warning of potential destruction. According to Hopi tradition, there are certain celestial alignments that signify major shifts in the world order. When these alignments occur, the Hopi believe that it is a signal for humanity to reevaluate its actions and course correct before the world faces destruction. The prophecy revolves around a blue star that appears in the eastern sky at dawn. This blue star is not just a random celestial object. It's a symbol, a sign that something extraordinary is about to happen. In Hopi culture, colors hold deep meaning, and the color blue is associated with the spirit world, water, and the sky. Therefore, the blue star symbolizes a connection between the physical world and the spiritual realm. Its appearance is seen as a message from the spiritual world to the Hopi people. When the blue star appears, it signals a time of great change, a period of transition that could lead to either great renewal or great destruction. The Hopi believe that the appearance of this blue star is a reminder for people to live in harmony with nature, to treat the earth with respect, and to value peace and understanding. If these lessons aren't learned, the prophecy warns of destruction on a massive scale, hinting at natural disasters and global upheaval. However, the prophecy isn't just a tale of gloom and doom. It's also a message of hope and rebirth. After the period of destruction comes a period of renewal. The world, according to the prophecy, will be cleansed, and a new era of peace and harmony will begin. This cycle of destruction and renewal is seen as an essential part of the natural order. It's a reminder that endings are often necessary for new beginnings. For the Hopi people, the Blue Star Kachina prophecy serves as a guide, a way to understand their place in the universe and the challenges they may face. It's a call to action, urging them to live in harmony with nature and to strive for peace and balance. The Blue Star Kachina prophecy is a testament to the depth and complexity of Native American cultures. It's a reminder that prophecies are not just about predicting the future. They are about understanding the present and shaping the future. It is a call to live in harmony with nature and to strive for peace and balance in a world that often seems out of control. As we conclude our journey into the Blue Star Kachina prophecy, let's take a moment to reflect on its deeper meanings. What does the prophecy truly teach us? How can we apply its lessons to our lives today? First and foremost, the prophecy highlights the importance of living in harmony with nature. The Hopi people understood the delicate balance of the natural world and respected the interconnectedness of all living things. They recognized that the health of the planet was directly linked to their own well-being. This lesson is more relevant today than ever before. As we face the challenges of climate change and environmental degradation, we must remember the wisdom of the Hopi and live in harmony with nature. Secondly, the prophecy emphasizes the significance of peace and understanding. The appearance of the Blue Star Kachina is a call for peace, a reminder that violence and conflict are never the answer. In a world that often seems divided, this message is a beacon of hope, urging us to seek understanding and empathy in our interactions with others. Finally, the prophecy teaches us about the cyclical nature of life. The destruction and renewal prophesied in the story mirror the natural cycles of life. There are times of growth and prosperity, but also times of hardship and change. Understanding this cyclical nature of life can help us navigate its ups and downs with greater ease. It reminds us that challenges are not permanent and that periods of darkness are often followed by periods of light. The Blue Star Kachina prophecy is a powerful narrative that has resonated with many people across generations. Its message is a timeless one, urging us to live in harmony with nature, to seek peace and understanding, and to embrace the cyclical nature of life. As we continue to face the challenges of the 21st century, the lessons from this prophecy can serve as a guiding light, reminding us of the values and principles that can lead us towards a better future. This brings us to the end of our story today. As we finish this episode, I want to know your thoughts. What did you find most intriguing about the Hopi Blue Star prophecy? Share your insights in the comments below. And while you're there, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more captivating tales. If you enjoyed today's story, I invite you to check out this episode. Thank you for joining me on this journey through time and mythology. Until next time, stay curious, stay open-minded, and remember the wisdom of the ancient prophecies. Peace. Today we're going to talk about the Hopi tribe. And before I jump right into it, I just want to say that if any of you out there are Native American and you don't like what I am saying or how I am presenting things, please feel free to correct me. I do a lot of research, but I'm sure I make mistakes sometimes. So if you know something I don't, please let me know. We're gonna go over some pretty serious stuff today, so be prepared for that. And if this is your first time visiting, welcome. I've been studying the Bible and comparing it to other religious texts to see what they teach about Jesus. This channel is all about that. So if that's something you're interested in, consider subscribing so you can be notified when I upload a new video. Okay, now let's meet the Hopi. We're going to begin with a story. Long ago, in a world where people lived without books, the Hopi tribe sat around a fire and passed down their history from one generation to the next. These stories weren't just tales to pass the time. They were the tribe's history, their faith, their very survival. Among these stories was one that spoke of a great flood that once covered the earth, wiping out most of humanity. But in their telling, the flood wasn't a punishment, but a necessary cleansing, a chance for new beginnings. It taught them about respect for water, its life-giving powers, and its ability to destroy it. It also told of their survival, how only a handful of people, perhaps 8, had escaped the deluge by taking refuge in a large underground hole, what they call a kivas. When the waters receded, they emerged to start anew, carrying with them the seeds of corn, the very staff of life. This event was not just a myth, it was a cornerstone of their culture, shaping their beliefs and behaviors. The Hopi became farmers, growing corn in reverence, because it was a gift from the gods after the flood. They developed ceremonies honoring the Kachina, the spirit beings who guided and protected them, and they looked to the stars for guidance, creating calendars based on astronomical cycles, which I'll get more into later on. So who are the Hopi? The word Hopi comes from the Navajo term Apaches, which means peaceable people. In their own language, they call themselves the people, reflecting their belief that they are the center of the universe and everything revolves around them. The Hopi are a Native American tribe indigenous to the mesas of Arizona. Their reservation sits 3 hours north of Phoenix. It's here in this arid land that they have thrived for over 2,000 years. Today, there are about 7,000 Hopi people, each connected to one of 19 clans, each clan having its own unique identity and role within the tribe. The Hopi villages, once scattered across the Four Corners region, now mainly reside within the borders of Arizona. The largest villages are Hotavilla, Mishongnovi, Walpi, Sikamovi, Kwakwaka, and Tewa. Each village, though distinct, shares a common thread, a deep connection to the land and a rich cultural heritage. The Hopi lifestyle revolved around agriculture. They farmed dryland crops such as corn, beans, squash and melons. They grew these crops in the fertile mesas, watered by ancestral floods and enriched by the silt they left behind. Farming wasn't just a necessity, it was a ritual. Every seed planted and every harvest was a prayer to the gods, a way to stay connected to their culture and traditions. Corn held a special place. It was more than just food. It was a sacred gift from the gods after the flood. Its growth cycle became a metaphor for life, death, and rebirth. The Hopi saw the stages of corn growth as a reflection of human existence. The planting symbolized hope and potential, the growth stage, maturity and responsibility, and the harvest, fulfillment and giving back. Life for the Hopi was deeply entwined with nature's rhythms. Their ceremonies weren't confined to buildings, but were performed outdoors, often in the open fields, among the crops, or under the shade of ancient cottonwood trees. These ceremonies, some lasting up to a week, were more than just rituals. They were dialogues with the spirits, a way to influence the weather, ensure a good harvest and maintain balance in the world. Ceremonies were not infrequent events, but integral parts of everyday life. The Hopi people believe that the natural world is filled with spirits, and their ceremonies are a way to honor and communicate with these spirits. One of the most well-known ceremonies is the Hopi snake dance. This unique ceremony involves the handling of live rattlesnakes, which are seen as powerful spiritual beings. Another important aspect of Hopi culture is their connection to the stars. The Hopi have developed sophisticated star calendars, which they use to predict seasons, plan agricultural activities, and guide their religious ceremonies. Unlike many other cultures that follow a linear time system, the Hopi view time as cyclical, believing that each day, month, and year repeats itself in an eternal cycle. Now we're going to talk about one of the most unique aspects of Hopi culture, their oral traditions. The Hopi never had a written language. Their knowledge, stories, and traditions were passed down orally through storytelling, songs, and dances. This practice ensured that their history and culture were kept alive for thousands of years. Many cultures have forgotten their roots because of the fall of civilizations and the destruction of writings. But the Hopi have managed to preserve their culture by simply telling stories and singing songs. This tradition of oral history is a testament to the power of human memory and the importance of cultural continuity. The elders of the community play a vital role in this process, acting as living libraries, preserving the collective memory of their people. I have a quote here by an anthropologist named Clyde Kluckhohn. He said, "The Hopi are probably the least known and most misunderstood of all American Indian tribes. This is not because they have been inaccessible to scholars or uncooperative in every way, but But there are limits to what can be learned from intimate field studies, however sympathetic and understanding. Certain values and patterns of thought cannot be observed directly, but must be inferred from behavior in certain contexts. Since such behavior is often esoteric, highly symbolic and enigmatic, interpretation is difficult, if not impossible, unless one participates in the culture. What he's basically saying here is that to truly understand the Hopi, you can't just read about them. You have to live with them and experience their culture firsthand. If you think the Hopi are mysterious now, wait until I tell you this. They have earned the reputation of being the keepers of prophecy. This title stems from their accurate predictions of significant historical events, including the arrival of European explorers, the outbreak of wars, and even natural disasters. Their prophecies are not just predictions of the future, but guidance for living in the present. The Hopi teachings emphasize peace, harmony, and respect for all living beings, despite facing numerous challenges throughout their history, including forced relocations, assimilation policies, and cultural suppression. The Hopi have managed to preserve their language, customs, and beliefs. Today, they continue to share their wisdom with the world, offering a unique perspective on spirituality, ecology, and cultural continuity. Let's look at their history a little bit. The Hopi homeland has been occupied by indigenous peoples for more than 2,000 years. Archaeological evidence suggests that the ancestors of the modern Hopi began settling in the mesas of Arizona around 500 BC. Over the centuries, these early inhabitants developed a thriving culture that was deeply connected to the land and its resources. They built homes in the natural alcoves and caves of the mesas, utilizing the protective cliffs as a defense against potential enemies. They also developed a unique agricultural system that allowed them to grow crops in the arid climate. They used techniques like dry farming and the construction of small dams to capture and store water from the infrequent but heavy rains. But their history wasn't always peaceful. Around the 13th century, the ancestral Puebloans began to face increasing pressure from outside forces. The arrival of nomadic tribes seeking new hunting grounds and the changing climate that led to crop failures and resource scarcity caused the abandonment of many settlements. By the 16th century, the ancestral Puebloans had largely disappeared from the region. However, a small group known as the Hopi survived by retreating to the remote mesas of what is now northeastern Arizona. The Hopi have a long history of conflict with their neighbors, particularly the Navajo and the Apache. These conflicts were not only territorial but also ideological. The Hopi fiercely defended their way of life and religious beliefs against those who sought to impose their own. During the 1800s, the Hopi were caught in the middle of the US government's campaign to force Native Americans onto reservations. Despite facing immense pressure to assimilate and abandon their traditions, the Hopi resisted. They fought back against the US military, leading to the deaths of several soldiers. This resistance eventually led to the creation of the Hopi Reservation in 1882. Today, the Hopi people continue to thrive on their reservation. They have a strong sense of community and cultural pride, and they are actively working to preserve their language, religion, and way of life for future generations. I have a quote here from Hopi chairman Clifton Lupe. He said, "Our strength is in our ability to pull together, to recognize our differences, and to practice mutual respect for one another and the natural world around us." He also said, "The Hopi tribe has a strong sense of identity and cultural pride. We are the keepers of our history and traditions, and we are committed to passing them down to future generations." Thank you guys for watching. If you liked this video, feel free to check out my page. I've been learning a lot about different religions, and I would love to hear what you guys think about the Hopi also. If you want to learn about other Native American tribes, I made videos on the Cherokee and Navajo people. Thanks again for watching. Love you guys. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Chapter 3. The Four Worlds. A cycle of creation and destruction. Before there was land and water and sky. Before there were animals and plants. Before there was even time itself. There was only darkness. But then a single point of light appeared in the darkness, and it grew until it filled the whole world with light. Then everything began. First came the sky and the earth. Then came the animals and the plants. And finally came the people. And everything was good. For a long time, people lived in balance with each other and with nature. They didn't have any names for the colors, but they knew the difference between light and dark. They didn't have any names for the numbers, but they knew the difference between more and less. They didn't have any words at all, but they could still talk to each other and understand one another. Everything was good. Then one day, two people became lovers, and they weren't supposed to do that. This was the first sin. And when the Great Spirit heard about what had happened, he was very angry because these two people had broken the law of the universe, which was to not have any desires. The Great Spirit banished them from his world, and their punishment was to live in darkness. But after some time, the Great Spirit started to feel bad about what he'd done. So he took pity on the couple and created a new world for them to live in. It was a beautiful world full of lush vegetation, fresh water, and sparkling gemstones. The couple was overjoyed and thanked the Great Spirit for his generosity, but they were also afraid. They knew that they weren't worthy of such a gift, but the Great Spirit told them not to worry, that he would protect them and watch over them. And so the couple lived in this world for many years and had children and grandchildren. And they taught their descendants how to use the plants for food and how to use the stones as tools. The couple was very wise, and their knowledge was passed down from generation to generation. However, as the generations passed, people forgot about the Great Spirit and the law of the universe. They became greedy and selfish and started fighting with each other over the limited resources. The world started to become imbalanced. The trees that once grew tall and strong became weak and brittle. The rivers that once flowed freely became shallow and polluted. The animals that once roamed free and wild became domesticated and abused. The Great Spirit saw what was happening and was very sad. He tried to warn the people to change their ways, but they wouldn't listen. So the Great Spirit left the world and let it destroy itself. He knew that this was the only way to save his creation. As the world started to collapse, people became desperate. They fought harder and destroyed even more. But eventually, the world couldn't take any more. The earth cracked and split open. The sky cracked and rained fire. The rivers boiled and evaporated. The animals died and the plants withered away. The world became a barren wasteland. People wandered around, starving and thirsty, begging for mercy from the Great Spirit. But he was too sad to help them. He had given them multiple chances, but they had wasted every one of them. So he just kept walking away. Only the couple from the beginning remained. They had chosen to leave the world and hide in the mountains before everything collapsed. And when they emerged from their hiding place, they saw that the world was gone. There was nothing left but darkness. The couple was heartbroken, but they knew that it was their fault and that they needed to fix it. So they went to the Great Spirit and begged him for another chance, promising that they would never give up. The Great Spirit saw their sincerity and had mercy on them. He forgave them and gave them another world to live in. This world was even more advanced than the last one. There were cities and cars and computers. There were books and movies and video games. There was so much to enjoy. The couple was grateful, but they also felt a sense of responsibility. They knew that they had to make sure that their descendants wouldn't destroy this world. So they taught their children and grandchildren how to be kind and compassionate. They taught them to appreciate the beauty of nature and to respect the rights of others. Their descendants listened and followed their advice. They lived in peace and harmony for many years. However, as the generations passed, people started to forget about the teachings of the couple. They became greedy and selfish again. They started fighting with each other over the limited resources. They started polluting the air and the water. They started destroying the animals' habitats. The Great Spirit saw what was happening and was very sad. He tried to warn the people to change their ways, but they wouldn't listen. So the Great Spirit left the world and let it destroy itself. As the world started to collapse, people panicked. They fought and destroyed even more until the earth cracked and split open. The sky cracked and rained fire. The rivers boiled and evaporated. The animals died and the plants withered away. The world became a barren wasteland once again. People wandered around, starving and thirsty, and the couple from the beginning remained. They had chosen to leave the world and hide in the mountains before everything collapsed again. When they emerged from their hiding place, they saw that the world was gone. There was nothing left but darkness. The couple was devastated. They had done everything they could to prevent this from happening again, but they had failed. They felt like they had let down the Great Spirit. But then they remembered what he had told them. He said that he would always be with them, that he would always love them, and that he would always forgive them. So they went to the Great Spirit and confessed their failure, begging for another chance. The Great Spirit listened to their plea and had mercy on them. He forgave them again and gave them another world to live in. This world is the one we live in today. It's a world full of beauty and wonder. It's a world full of pain and suffering. It's a world full of love and kindness. It's a world full of hate and war. It's a world full of hope and despair. We are the descendants of the couple from the beginning. We have the ability to choose what kind of people we want to be, what kind of world we want to live in. If we choose to be kind and compassionate, if we choose to appreciate the beauty of nature, if we choose to respect the rights of others, we can live in harmony with each other and with the planet. But if we choose to be greedy and selfish, if we choose to fight over limited resources, if we choose to pollute the air and the water, if we choose to destroy the animals' habitats, we will destroy this world too. The Great Spirit gave us many chances, but He won't do it again. When this world is destroyed, there will be no more chances. There will be no more worlds. And the reason why I am telling you this story is because I want you to remember that we are all connected. We are all part of the same family. The earth is our home. We must take care of it. The animals are our brothers and sisters. We must respect them. The plants are our relatives. We must appreciate them. The mountains are our elders. We must honor them. The rivers are our veins. We must protect them. The trees are our lungs. We must cherish them. When we forget this, we forget who we are. We forget where we come from. We forget where we are going. We forget the Great Spirit within us. I know that this is a sad story, but it is important to remember stories like this, because they remind us of what we have done in the past and what we might do in the future. They remind us of the importance of being grateful for what we have and being responsible for what we do. They remind us of the interconnectedness of all things and the need for balance in our lives. As the world changes and we move forward into the future, let us remember the lessons of the past. Let us remember the importance of living in harmony with each other and with nature. Let us remember the beauty of simplicity and the power of love. Let us remember that we are all connected and that we are all responsible for the world we live in. So, my friends, as you go about your day, as you interact with the people around you, as you experience the wonders of nature, I hope that you will remember the story of the four worlds. I hope that you will remember the importance of living in balance and harmony. I hope that you will remember the interconnectedness of all things and the need for compassion and understanding. I hope that you will remember the beauty of simplicity and the power of love. Thank you for listening to my story. May it bring you wisdom and may it guide you on your journey through life. Until next time, I have searched far and wide to bring you the best stories from around the world. Follow me if you love to learn about the unseen realms that exist all around us. Welcome to my channel. In this series, we explore ancient prophecies and their potential fulfillment in our world today. We've been continuing with the Hopi prophecy, and now in chapter 4, let us talk about the coming of the Blue Star Kachina. Let's begin. Many centuries ago, the elders of the Hopi nation gathered their people and said, "Listen closely, children, for we must tell you about the heart of the prophecy." They told them about a great purification that would take place after the end of the fourth world. At the time, they were in the third world, so they told them what would happen when the fourth world ended. The prophecy says that before the end of the fourth world, there will be signs in the heavens. There will be an appearance, a celestial sign in the sky, which they call the Blue Star Kachina, which sometimes they refer to as the Sequoia. The Hopi believed that this will be a very important moment, marking the ending of the times of trouble, the ending of the fourth world and the beginning of a new world, the fifth world, where peace will reign. They say that many people are looking to the skies right now and asking, when will the Blue Star Kachina come? When will this great purification begin? But the elders say we must not only look up into the skies, but also down into our hearts. Now, there are many who say the Blue Star Kachina could be a comet or perhaps a star. Even some say a space object that has never been seen before, that it will blaze across the heavens as a sign for the world that the time of purification is now. Others say it is more symbolic than anything else. The Blue Star Kachina appears in Hopi legend as a messenger, a herald announcing the arrival of the prophesied savior, the one who will lead humanity to the fifth world. This figure is known as the prophet, the one who brings purification. The elders speak of him as a spiritual leader who will guide mankind during the final days of the fourth world and into the fifth world. There are many legends associated with the Blue Star Kachina passed down through generations of oral tradition. One of the most well-known stories goes something like this. Long ago, back in the days of the third world, there was a great flood that covered the earth. Only a few people and some animals survived, taking refuge on top of Mount Arjavi. After the waters receded, these survivors looked up into the sky and saw a blue star, which they believed was a sign of hope for a better future. This event became a significant moment in Hopi history, marking the transition from the Third World to the Fourth World. Now, the Hopi people tell stories about the Blue Star Kachina appearing at other important moments in their history as well, such as during times of war or drought, giving them hope and strength to endure difficult times. These stories serve as reminders of the importance of remaining connected to their cultural heritage and traditions, even in the face of adversity. They also teach valuable lessons about the power of hope and the importance of staying true to one's beliefs. Today, the Blue Star Kachina remains an important symbol for the Hopi people. It represents the possibility of hope and a brighter future, even in the darkest of times. For them, the Kachina is a reminder of their connection to the natural world and the importance of living in harmony with it. It is a symbol of the balance between the spiritual and physical worlds, and a reminder to always strive for peace and harmony in all aspects of life. Some say the Blue Star Kachina is a harbinger of change, a signal that the world as we know it is about to undergo a profound transformation. Proponents of this view believe that the appearance of the blue star will coincide with the emergence of the prophesied Savior, a spiritual leader who will guide humanity towards a new era of peace and enlightenment. They see the Blue Star Kachina as a call to action, urging people to awaken to the need for positive change in the world. Others, however, view the Blue Star Kachina as a more symbolic phenomenon, representing the potential for transformation that exists within each of us. They believe that the true meaning of the prophecy lies in our ability to recognize the need for change within ourselves, and to take the necessary steps to become better individuals and create a better world. For these people, the Blue Star Kachina serves as a reminder of the importance of personal growth and the power of the human spirit to overcome adversity. There are those who believe that the Blue Star Kachina is more than just a prophecy. They claim that it is a tangible reality that can be observed in the night sky at any given time. According to these believers, the Blue Star Kachina is a physical object, possibly a comet or a distant planet that can be seen with the naked eye. They argue that the prophecy is not merely a prediction of a future event, but rather a record of a past occurrence that has already happened several times throughout history. These believers interpret the ancient texts and artifacts to support their claims, and they believe that the Blue Star Kachina is a repeating cycle that will continue to occur in the future. They often use modern technology and scientific methods to try to locate the Blue Star Kachina in the night sky, and they claim to have made some progress in their search. However, their findings are often met with skepticism from the wider scientific community, and the Blue Star Kachina remains an enigma to most astronomers and astrophysicists, despite the lack of scientific evidence. The belief in the Blue Star Kachina continues to persist among some Hopi people and other indigenous cultures. For them, the Blue Star Kachina is a source of hope and inspiration, and they continue to look to the sky with anticipation for its return. As we wrap up this episode, let us leave you with a message of hope and encouragement. Just as the Blue Star Kachina has guided the Hopi people through difficult times in their history, may it also inspire and guide you on your own journey through life. Remember that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope for a brighter tomorrow. Embrace the changes that are happening in your life and welcome the new opportunities and experiences that await you. We hope that you have enjoyed learning about the Blue Star Kachina and the Hopi Prophecy. If you are interested in exploring other prophecies and their potential fulfillment in our world today, we invite you to stay tuned for more content. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to bringing you more fascinating stories and insights in the next episode. Until then, keep looking up into the skies and keep your hearts open to the wonders that await you. Within the vast expanse of the universe, there are billions of stars that have fascinated humans since the dawn of time. Stars have played a significant role in shaping our understanding of the world around us and have inspired countless myths, legends, and prophecies throughout history. In particular, there is one star that has captured the attention of many: the Blue Star. The Blue Star is a rare astronomical phenomenon that has been witnessed by people all over the world. Its appearance is said to be a sign of hope and new beginnings, and it is often associated with positive change and transformation. The color blue is often associated with freedom, the sky, and the ocean, and it is believed that the blue star can bring a sense of calm and tranquility to those who see it. The exact cause of the blue star phenomenon is still unknown, but it is believed to occur when a star is very hot and its surface temperature is around 20,000 degrees Fahrenheit. This causes the star to emit a bluish light that can be seen from Earth. Some believe that the blue star is a harbinger of good things to come, and that it can bring hope and inspiration to those who see it. Others believe that the blue star is a reminder of the beauty and mystery of the universe, and that it can help us to feel connected to something greater than ourselves. If you have witnessed the blue star phenomenon, we would love to hear about your experience in the comments below. Has it brought you hope or a sense of wonder? Do you believe that the blue star is a sign of something more? Your stories and insights may inspire others who have also seen the blue star and help them to connect with a wider community of stargazers and believers. So keep looking up into the night sky and see if you can catch a glimpse of the elusive blue star. And when you do, remember to share your experience with the world and let the wonder of the universe inspire you. We're still in chapter 5 of the Hopi Prophecy. Remember, there are only 2 chapters, and we've already gone through the first 4 signs. So today we'll go through the second group of signs, numbers 5 through 9. Are you ready? Let's begin. The prophecy lists 9 signs that will warn of world purification. We'll see this purification after the Blue Star Kachina comes to Earth. When these 9 signs appear, it means that purification is near. As each sign appears, it's like a warning, like an alarm bell telling us to pay attention. Each sign tells us something different about how the world is changing and how we should change with it. Together, they form a message about what we can expect when the world changes. They are the omens of transformation. Go through each of the 9 signs slowly, one by one, almost like counting beads on a necklace. Then we'll reflect on each sign one at a time. The 5th sign is roads. The prophecy says that roads will crisscross the land like the veins and arteries of a body. Roads, highways and streets are already all over our planet. The planet is covered with a web of transportation routes. All around us, people are traveling from one place to another. People travel for many reasons. Sometimes it's just to get from one place to another. Other times it's because they have to move from where they are to somewhere else. And sometimes people travel because they want to see new places or try new things. We have traveled extensively ourselves and know how amazing and enriching it can be. But the prophecy also warns us that too much traveling can be bad. The Hopi elders told us that too many people going to many places can disturb the balance of nature. It can also cause harm to the sacred sites and places that are important to the Hopi people. In the future, we will see more and more people moving around and more places being developed for travel and tourism. There will be even more cars on the road, more planes in the sky, and more ships at sea. But it's essential to remember the importance of respecting nature and the lands of indigenous cultures. We must keep in mind that not everything is meant to become a tourist destination, and that not everyone is meant to travel. Just because some people love to travel doesn't mean everyone does. Some people find comfort and meaning in staying put and caring for their homes and communities. This is why it is important to listen to both the message of connection and the message of respect in the prophecy. Roads are a powerful symbol of human connection and movement, but they can also remind us of the need to care for the natural world and the importance of cultural diversity. The 6th sign is strange beasts. The prophecy speaks of strange beasts roaming the land, devouring everything in sight. These beasts represent technologies and machines that have grown out of control, harming the environment and causing trouble for humans. It's a warning for us to be careful about the technology we create. If we don't control it, it could get out of hand and harm us. Our world is full of powerful machines and technologies that help us do many things. Many of them were created to make our lives better. But as the Hopi prophecy warns, if we don't use them carefully and responsibly, they might end up hurting us. For example, we've made machines that can cut down trees and clear fields quickly, which helps us farm more food. But these same machines can also harm the environment if we don't use them properly. It's the same with many other technologies. That's why it's crucial to remember the lessons the Hopi elders shared. We should always think about the possible negative effects of the technology we develop and use. Even if something seems useful or beneficial at first, it can cause problems later if we don't consider all the possible outcomes. It's a big challenge for us as we continue to create and use new technologies. We must work hard to ensure that our inventions benefit society and don't hurt the environment or lead to social problems. The 7th sign is rivers of stone. The prophecy speaks of rivers turning to stone, symbolizing a blockage of life-giving water. This sign represents a time when access to clean water becomes scarce. The prophecy reminds us that water is precious, and if we don't take good care of it, we will face challenges in the future. Water is vital for all living things. It helps crops grow, keeps us healthy, and allows animals and plants to thrive. But sadly, many people don't have access to clean water, and some waste this precious resource. Pollution also makes water unsafe for drinking or growing food. Climate change affects rainfall patterns, and rising temperatures increase water evaporation. This leads to droughts in some areas, making water even more scarce. As the Hopi prophecy suggests, we might face serious water-related challenges in the future. We must understand the value of water and act now to protect it. Everyone can help by conserving water, reducing pollution, and raising awareness about water issues. By working together, we can ensure that everyone has access to this vital resource and protect our planet for future generations. The 8th sign is war. The prophecy talks about a big war that will happen after several smaller ones. This war will involve most of the world, causing widespread destruction and pain. It will be a dark and challenging period, leaving a deep scar on humanity. This sign serves as a reminder of the dangers of violence and conflict. Even though wars have been happening throughout history, we must remember the lessons they teach us. Wars cause immense suffering and destroy entire communities. They take away loved ones and leave lasting emotional wounds. The Hopi elders told us that true strength comes not from weapons and armies, but from peace and understanding. We must strive to resolve conflicts peacefully and show compassion toward all living beings. Violence only breeds more violence and doesn't solve the root causes of conflicts. Instead of preparing for war, we should focus on building bridges of communication, empathy, and cooperation. Only by embracing peace and understanding can we hope to create a better future for ourselves and generations to come. The 9th and last sign is destruction. The prophecy describes a great destruction that will shake the foundations of the world. This sign refers to a time when natural disasters and environmental collapse will threaten our very existence. It serves as a wake-up call, urging us to address the urgent environmental issues we face today. Climate change, extreme weather events, loss of biodiversity, and depletion of natural resources are significant challenges. We must acknowledge the impact of human activities on the environment and take immediate action to protect and restore the delicate balance of our planet. This involves transitioning to sustainable practices, reducing pollution, conserving resources, and mitigating the effects of climate change. By taking care of the environment, we safeguard the well-being of both present and future generations. We must remember that our actions today will shape the world of tomorrow. It's our responsibility to act now and protect the environment for ourselves and those who come after us. Now let's reflect on each sign individually. Take some time to think about what each sign means for us today and how we can prepare for the future. After reflecting on each sign, here's a moment of quiet. Sit with the message of the prophecy, letting its wisdom resonate within you. Consider how these signs relate to the times we live in and the changes we may encounter in the future. Use this time for quiet contemplation and personal reflection. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the Hopi prophecy. As we conclude this video, we encourage you to share your thoughts and insights in the comments below. What do you think of the 9 signs and their messages for us today? How do you feel after hearing them and reflecting on their deeper meanings? Your comments are valuable, so please share them below. If you found this video helpful, give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content. Remember to share this video with others who might be interested in its teachings. Thank you for watching, and may the wisdom of the Hopi prophecy guide you on your path. Hello friends, we are continuing our journey through the messages from the other side. And now we have arrived at chapter 6, the Purification, Fire, Floods, and Renewal. The message in this chapter is one of great importance, because it speaks of a process that has already begun and will continue to unfold until its completion. Let us pay close attention to the words that are being spoken here, because they contain important information that can help us prepare and understand what is happening around us and within us. This is what the chapter begins with. The prophecy speaks of a great purification of the earth. At this time, many will be destroyed by fire, others by floods, storms, and terrible upheaval. It is said that the face of the earth will change during this time. Mountains will crumble and new mountains will rise in their place. Islands will disappear beneath the waves and new islands will be formed. The course of rivers will change and new lakes will be formed. The seas will overflow and cover vast areas of the land. There will be so much destruction that many will believe it to be the end of the world. Let's take a moment to reflect on these words and what they might mean for us. When we hear about destruction, our natural reaction may be to feel fear or anxiety. However, it is important to remember that the word destruction does not always refer to something negative. In fact, sometimes it can mean liberation or even salvation. Let us consider the power of fire as an example. Fire can be destructive when it burns down forests and homes, but it can also be a purifying element, leaving behind only the ashes and making way for new life to emerge. Similarly, floods can cause immense damage, but they can also cleanse the earth, washing away everything that is no longer needed. As we continue to read the chapter, we will see that the same idea is repeated several times. Thus says the Spirit, the destruction is not the end. It is only a means to an end, a necessary evil to purify the old, so that the new can come forth. Balance must be restored. Death and rebirth, night and day, ebb and flow, waxing and waning. These are the laws of nature. Everything that has an ending also has a beginning. Everything that ends makes way for something new. Endings and new beginnings are one and the same. They are two sides of the same coin. Understand this, and you will not fear the endings, for you will know that they are but doorways to new beginnings. In every ending, there is a promise of renewal, a guarantee of a fresh start. We must learn to look beyond the surface and see the deeper meaning behind these changes. The destruction that is taking place is not just a random act of violence by nature. It is a necessary process that helps us to evolve and grow. This is a spiritual lesson that we must learn if we want to survive and thrive in these changing times. Only those who live in harmony with the rhythm of the universe will endure. Those who try to go against nature's laws will perish. We cannot stop the process of renewal any more than we can stop the seasons from changing. We must accept it and adapt to it, and we will be rewarded with the blessings of the new life that emerges from the ashes of the old. Now, let us continue reading the words that are being shared with us. After the great upheaval, there will be peace. A stillness will cover the earth, and all living things will recognize the presence of the divine within them. When the purification is complete, a new heaven and a new earth will emerge, where peace and harmony will reign. Then the light of the sun will shine more brightly than ever before, and the warmth of its rays will nourish the new earth. The moon will illuminate the night with its soft light, guiding the dreams of humanity towards the light. The stars will twinkle in the firmament, reminding all who gaze upon them of the infinite possibilities that exist in the universe. The rivers will flow with crystal clear water, reflecting the purity of the heavens above. The trees will sway in the gentle breeze, whispering secrets of wisdom to those who listen with an open heart. The flowers will bloom in a riot of colors, filling the air with their sweet fragrance. The birds will sing their joyful songs, celebrating the return of life to the earth. And all living things will rejoice in the beauty and abundance of the new creation. Here we see that after the purification, there will be a period of peace and harmony. It is a time for reflection and recognition of the divine presence within us and in everything around us. The elements themselves, the sun, moon, stars, rivers, trees, flowers, and animals, will be in perfect balance and will reflect the purity and beauty of the new earth. This passage is a reminder that even in the darkest of times, we must never lose hope. The destruction that we see around us is not the end. It is simply a transition to something better, something more pure and harmonious. We must trust in the process and have faith that everything will be okay in the end. And we know that this new earth is not just a physical reality, but also a spiritual one. It is a time for humanity to awaken to its true nature and remember its connection with the divine. It is a call to recognize the sacredness of all life and to treat the earth and its inhabitants with love and respect. The imagery used in this passage is very powerful and evocative. The light of the sun, the soft glow of the moon, the sparkling stars, the crystal clear rivers, the swaying trees, the fragrant flowers, and the singing birds all create a sense of peace and tranquility. It is a vision of a world that is in balance with itself and with the natural world. As we read these words, we must ask ourselves how we can bring this vision into our own lives. How can we cultivate inner peace and harmony? How can we reconnect with the natural world and with the divine presence that is within us? This is the challenge that we are called to meet if we want to create a better future for ourselves and for the planet. The purification is not just something that happens to us. it is also something that we must do within ourselves. It is a process of letting go of the old ways of thinking and behaving and embracing new ones that are more aligned with our true nature. It is a journey of self-discovery and transformation that leads us to a deeper understanding of who we really are. As we conclude this chapter, we are reminded that the path ahead will not be easy. There will be challenges and obstacles to overcome. But if we remain open to the lessons that are being offered to us, we will be able to navigate these difficult times with grace and dignity. The new earth that is being born needs people who are willing to be the change they want to see in the world. It needs individuals who are committed to living in harmony with the natural order of things and who are ready to embrace the challenges of creating a sustainable and compassionate society. Will you answer the call? Will you step forward and become the architect of your own destiny and that of your community? The time for action is now. The future of humanity depends on the choices that we make today. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the messages from the other side. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to receive notifications of new videos. May the words spoken in this chapter guide you on your path, and may you find peace and harmony in your journey through life. Until next time, may the blessings of the universe be with you. In the high mesas of the American Southwest, there is a people who keep watch over the world and the universe, keeping everything in balance through ceremonies that reach back thousands of years. They are the Hopi, and their ceremonies are like anchors to the cosmos. But what do these ceremonies look like? What do they teach us about the nature of reality? And what is the Hopi creation story? Join me for Chapter 7, Hopi Ceremonies. We've been traveling the world, learning about different cultures and spiritual practices. And now we find ourselves in the company of the Hopi people, whose ceremonies have been unfolding for over 2 millennia. These ceremonies are not just rituals, they are living expressions of the Hopi philosophy, connecting them to the land, each other, and the greater universe. One example is the Kachina dances. The Kachinas are spiritual beings who personify natural forces and cultural values, and the dances are a way to communicate with them. During the dances, the Kachinas are invited to enter the dancers' bodies, and then they move in ways that express the spirit that has come through. It's an incredible experience. When you see it, you can feel the power of the Kachina spirits filling the dancers, moving them in ways that seem superhuman. The dancers are totally transformed, and they become vessels of these ancient spirits. The movements are not just rhythmic or repetitive. Each gesture has a special meaning, and together they tell a story of the Kachina's journey from the spirit world into the physical world. It's a story about the relationship between humans and the natural world, about respect and reciprocity and living in harmony. It's also a story about the importance of balance and how everything in the universe is interconnected. But the Kachina dances are more than just a performance. They are a way of life. Every dance has its own set of rules and rituals that must be followed to ensure that the Kachina spirits are honored and respected. The dancers must be pure in body and mind. They must fast and pray before the ceremony, and they must follow strict rules during the dance itself. This shows the depth of the commitment required to maintain balance and harmony in their ceremonies. It's not enough just to go through the motions. Every step, every gesture, every breath must be in harmony with the spirit of the Kachina. Another aspect of Hopi culture that helps them maintain this balance is their prayers. Now, Hopi prayers are not just words spoken in a quiet moment. They are a way of life, a way of seeing the world and interacting with it. The Hopi believe that everything is alive and everything has a spirit. So when they pray, they are talking to everything around them. The mountains, the rivers, the plants and animals, even the clouds in the sky. They ask for the help of the spirits to guide them, to protect them, and to help them live in harmony with all living things. Prayers are spoken in a beautiful and poetic language that has been passed down for generations. The language itself is a powerful tool for bringing people together and creating a sense of community. When the Hopi pray, they don't just pray for themselves, they pray for their families, their community, and all of creation. And the prayers are not just spoken, they are lived. The Hopi people try to live their lives in accordance with the teachings of their ancestors. They strive to be honest, humble, and compassionate in all of their interactions, and they try to live in harmony with the natural world, taking only what they need and giving back to the earth in return. In essence, the Hopi see themselves as caretakers of the earth, responsible for maintaining the balance of the universe. The Hopi also have many rituals that help them maintain balance and harmony. These rituals cover many aspects of their lives, from planting crops to healing the sick. Many of these rituals are rooted in the Hopi creation story, which tells the story of how the world was brought into being through the power of song and dance. According to this story, the world was originally in chaos, but through the efforts of the Spider-Woman and the sun, order was brought to the universe. This story is a metaphor for the Hopi understanding of the world. They believe that everything in the universe is in constant flux, but that this change is not random or chaotic. It is guided by a greater order, a balance that must be maintained, and it is the Hopi's responsibility to participate in this order, to use their ceremonies and rituals to bring order to their lives and to the world around them. Now, the Hopi creation story also teaches the Hopi that they are not separate from the natural world, but that they are part of it. Everything in the universe is connected, and the Hopi must live in harmony with all living things. This means that they must take care of the earth, respect all living creatures, and use the resources of the earth wisely. The Hopi understand that everything has a spirit, and they must honor and respect that spirit. This includes the plants and animals that they eat, the water that they drink, and the land that they live on. So if you were to spend a night with the Hopi, you would see these principles of balance, harmony, and respect in action. You would see it in their Kachina dances, in their prayers and rituals, and in their daily lives. You would see how they honor the natural world, respect all living things, and strive to live in harmony with the universe. And finally, let's talk about the overall atmosphere of a Hopi ceremony. Imagine sitting around a fire with the Hopi elders as they share stories of their culture and history. The air is filled with the scent of burning sage, and the flickering flames cast dancing shadows on the faces around you. As the night goes on, you hear the rhythmic beat of drums, and the sound of flutes and singing voices fill the air. The melody is haunting and beautiful, and it seems to echo the ancient wisdom of the Hopi people. You feel a sense of peace and tranquility wash over you, and you realize that you are witnessing something truly special. The Hopi ceremonies are a testament to the power of human spirit and the connection we have to each other and the natural world. They remind us that we are all part of a greater whole, and that we all have a responsibility to maintain balance and harmony in the universe. Spending a night with the Hopi is not just a cultural experience, it's a spiritual awakening. You will leave feeling inspired, humbled, and connected to the ancient wisdom of this remarkable people. Their ceremonies and traditions will stay with you long after you leave the fireside, and you will carry the lessons of balance, harmony, and respect with you for the rest of your life. The Hopi are known as the Watchers of the Sky because they keep a watchful eye on the stars and the messages they hold. The Hopi believe that the stars are not just celestial bodies, but are living beings that have a profound impact on our world. They have developed a deep understanding of astronomy and astrology, and use this knowledge to guide their ceremonies and rituals. For example, the Kachina dances are often timed to coincide with the movements of the planets and stars, and the Hopi calendar is based on the cycles of the moon and the seasons. The Hopi believe that the stars hold the secrets of the universe, and that by observing them, we can learn about our place in the cosmos. They have a deep respect for the power and mystery of the stars and feel a strong connection to them. The Hopi view themselves as guardians of the world, responsible for maintaining balance and harmony between the physical world and the spiritual world. They believe that it is their duty to watch the sky and to be aware of the signs and messages that the stars are sending us. They believe that the stars are messengers from the gods and that they carry important messages that can help us live better lives. For example, the Hopi believe that the constellation of Orion represents the Three Sisters, and that the movements of this constellation can predict the seasons and the weather. They also believe that the North Star can guide them on their journeys and provide a sense of direction and hope. The Hopi use their knowledge of the stars to guide their ceremonies and rituals. They believe that the stars are living beings, and that they have a profound impact on our world. By understanding the movements of the stars, the Hopi can predict important events such as the changing of the seasons, the time to plant crops, and the occurrence of natural disasters. This knowledge allows them to prepare for these events and to live in harmony with the natural world. The Hopi people have a deep connection to the night sky and the stars. They see themselves as watchers of the sky, responsible for keeping balance and harmony in the universe. If you ever have the chance to spend a night with the Hopi, you will witness the beauty and power of their connection to the cosmos. The Hopi ceremonies are a testament to the human spirit and our connection to the greater universe. They teach us that we are all part of a greater whole and that we have a responsibility to maintain balance and harmony in the world around us. The Hopi believe that the stars are messengers from the gods and that they hold the secrets of the universe. By observing the stars and understanding their movements, the Hopi can learn about their place in the cosmos and the messages that the gods are sending them. We can learn from the Hopi and marvel at their deep connection to the stars and the wisdom they have gained from watching the sky for centuries. Before we wrap up tonight, I want to share one last story with you. A story that embodies the Hopi's connection to the night sky and their ceremonies. Picture this: you're standing in a field with a group of Hopi elders. Around you, the sky is a tapestry of stars, and the ground beneath your feet is a sea of sand. Suddenly, a shooting star streaks across the sky, leaving a trail of light in its wake. The elders turn to you and say, "Do you see that?" They ask. "That was a Kachina spirit," they say, "traveling from the spirit world to join us in our ceremony." As you look up at the night sky, you feel a sense of wonder and awe. You realize that the Hopi are right. The night sky is alive with spirits, and you are lucky enough to witness their presence. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through the Hopi ceremonies. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe for more cultural exploration. And until next time, stay curious and keep learning. We've all heard about the Hopi prophecy foretelling the coming of a blue star and the destruction it will bring. But what does that mean? The elders have explained it in many ways over the years, and now we're going to explore it with you. There are two main ways people connect this prophecy to our current events, either through science or spirituality. Let's start with the science connection. People who believe the prophecy has a scientific meaning generally believe the Blue Star Kachina is a real being that will come from outer space to save the Hopi people. This view believes that the Blue Star Kachina is an extraterrestrial visitor who will help the Hopi people when they are in danger. There are many who believe this way, but not all of them do. Some people believe the Blue Star Kachina is actually a comet or some other celestial object that will pass the Earth and bring great changes. No matter what people think the Blue Star Kachina is, there is no denying that there are many amazing natural wonders that we can see in the sky. But what about the second way people view this prophecy? Those who believe in the more spiritual meaning believe that the Blue Star Kachina is a symbol of the awakening of human consciousness. This view believes that the Blue Star Kachina is a metaphor for the inner transformation that will occur within each of us. According to this view, the world as we know it will end only when we reach a certain level of spiritual development and maturity. When we achieve this level, we will enter into a new age of peace and harmony. While many people believe the prophecy has a scientific meaning, there are many others who think the prophecy is spiritual. Which view is correct? It depends on what you believe. In fact, the truth is that both views are correct. The beauty of this prophecy is that it can be interpreted in so many different ways. What matters most is how you choose to interpret it. Do you believe the blue star is a physical object, or do you believe it as a symbol of something more? Perhaps you believe it's both. Maybe you've never thought about it like that before. Well, that's the point of this video. We want to present both views softly, without judgment, so you can reflect on them and decide for yourself what you believe. The truth is, it doesn't really matter what anyone else thinks. All that matters is what you believe. So take your time and decide for yourself what you think the Blue Star Kachina means. Now let's look at the different ways the Hopi elders have interpreted the prophecy over the years. The Hopi people are an indigenous tribe located in the southwestern United States. They are known for their rich culture and history, which includes a prophecy that foretells the coming of a blue star. The prophecy tells of a great purification that will occur when the blue star appears. This purification will bring about a new era of peace and harmony for the Hopi people. However, it's important to note that the Hopi people did not originally share this prophecy with outsiders. It was only in recent years that the story of the Blue Star Kachina has become widely known outside of the Hopi community. Despite its newfound popularity though, the prophecy is still shrouded in mystery, and there are many different interpretations of what it means. Some believe the Blue Star Kachina is a literal star that will appear in the sky and bring light and hope to the Hopi people. Others believe it's a metaphor for inner transformation and spiritual growth. Still, others believe it represents the arrival of an extraterrestrial being that will come to help the Hopi people. Ultimately, Though the true meaning of the prophecy is up for interpretation and can be understood in different ways by different people, the Hopi elders have shared different interpretations of the prophecy over the years, reflecting its complexity and ambiguity. For example, some elders believe the Blue Star Kachina represents a spiritual awakening that will occur when humanity reaches a certain level of enlightenment. Others believe it signifies the arrival of an extraterrestrial being that will come to assist the Hopi people. Yet others believe the prophecy is a warning about the dangers of nuclear war and environmental destruction. It's important to remember that the Hopi people have been sharing this prophecy for centuries, and each generation interprets it in light of their own experiences and circumstances. As such, the various interpretations reflect the changing times and serve as a reminder of the importance of staying vigilant in the face of potential disaster. By understanding the different perspectives on the prophecy, we can gain a deeper appreciation for its timeless wisdom and apply its lessons to our own lives today. As we move forward, it's important to consider how the Hopi prophecy might apply to our current situation. With global conflicts and environmental concerns on the rise, the prophecy serves as a reminder of the challenges we face and the importance of working towards a peaceful and sustainable future. By embracing the teachings of the Hopi elders and heeding their warnings, we can strive to create a better world for ourselves and future generations. It's also worth noting that the Hopi people have been remarkably resilient in the face of adversity, and their prophecy offers a message of hope in times of difficulty. The Blue Star Kachina, whatever form it may take, represents a catalyst for change and transformation, urging us to strive for a brighter future. By learning from the wisdom of the Hopi elders, we can better understand our place in the universe and work towards creating a more peaceful and sustainable world. The Hopi people have a long history of oral storytelling, and the prophecy of the Blue Star Kachina is no exception. The story has been passed down through generations of Hopi storytellers, each adding their own unique interpretation and commentary to the tale. This tradition of oral storytelling has allowed the prophecy to evolve and adapt over time, reflecting the changing needs and perspectives of the Hopi people. In addition to oral storytelling, the Hopi prophecy has also been written down in various forms, including books, articles, and online posts. These written accounts provide a valuable resource for those seeking to learn more about the prophecy and its potential significance. However, it's important to approach these written sources with a critical eye, as they may contain biases or inaccuracies. Despite the numerous interpretations and discussions surrounding the prophecy, it's important to remember that the Hopi people hold this story sacred and encourage respect for its cultural significance. The prophecy of the Blue Star Kachina is a powerful and enigmatic tale that has captured the imaginations of many. Whether viewed as a spiritual, scientific, or cultural phenomenon, the prophecy offers a compelling message of hope and resilience in the face of adversity. By exploring the different perspectives on this prophecy, we can gain a deeper understanding of the world around us and our place within it. Let us keep an open mind and embrace the wisdom and insights offered by the Hopi elders as we continue to search for meaning and understanding in an ever-changing world. There are many prophecies out there about the end of the world, but none are as mysterious and intriguing as the Hopi prophecy of the Blue Star. The Hopi people have been sharing this prophecy for centuries, and its meaning has been interpreted in different ways by each generation. As we move forward, it's important to remember that the Hopi prophecy is a reminder of the challenges we face and the importance of working towards a peaceful and sustainable future. The Blue Star Kachina urges us to strive for a brighter future by embracing the teachings of the Hopi elders and heeding their warnings. What are your thoughts on the Blue Star prophecy? How do you interpret its meaning in our current situation? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We would love to hear your perspective. Thank you for watching and joining us on this journey of discovery and reflection. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button to show your support. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss out on future videos. Together, we can continue to explore the mysteries of the universe and the ancient prophecies that guide us. Chapter 9, Lesson 275. The prophecy is not meant to scare you. Greetings, everyone. This is the transmission, and I'm here to share with you the words of wisdom from the ancient wisdom keepers, the Hopi elders. Now, in this chapter called Lessons for Humanity, which by the way is one of my favorite chapters in this book, we have lessons that are so timeless, and today we're going to look at Lesson No. 2. The prophecy is not meant to scare you. But before we get into it, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. You know what? I just want to take a moment to express my deepest gratitude to all of you out there who have been supporting my work. It means the world to me. Your support has enabled me to continue sharing these powerful teachings, and I am truly thankful for each and every one of you. So thank you. And now, let's dive into this profound lesson together. So when I first read this lesson, it really resonated with me, because sometimes, especially when I'm reading about the prophecy, I feel this sense of urgency, this feeling that we're running out of time. But then I realized something very important. The prophecy isn't meant to scare us. It's meant to be a roadmap, a guide for us to live better lives right now. The Hopi way emphasizes humility, respect for the earth, simplicity, living in harmony with all living things, and service to others. These are the qualities that the Hopi people have held dear for generations. They've lived these values and passed them down through stories, songs, and ceremonies. Let's delve deeper into these lessons. First and foremost, respecting the land. In Hopi culture, the land is not just something we live on. It's our mother. It's the source of our food, water, and life itself. The Hopi teach us to see ourselves as part of the natural world, not separate from it. We are not the masters of the earth, but rather its caretakers. We need to understand that everything is interconnected, and our actions affect not only ourselves, but also the well-being of all living creatures. Secondly, valuing community. In the Hopi culture, the community is held in high regard. The individual is important, yes, but so is the tribe. The Hopi teach us to consider the needs of others and to work together for the greater good. They emphasize the importance of sharing, caring, and supporting one another, building a strong sense of community where everyone contributes and everyone benefits. Thirdly, returning to spirituality. The Hopi people have a deep connection to their spiritual traditions. They believe that everything is imbued with spirit, and they strive to live in harmony with the natural rhythms of the world. They teach us to reconnect with nature, to appreciate the beauty that surrounds us, and to find inspiration and guidance in the natural world. Fourthly, living in harmony. Harmony is a central theme in Hopi culture. The Hopis strive to live in harmony with themselves, with each other, and with the natural world. They teach us to seek balance, to understand that all things are interconnected, and to treat all living beings with respect and kindness. These lessons are not just for the Hopi people. They are universal lessons that all of humanity can learn from. We are all part of the same human family, and we all have a responsibility to take care of ourselves, our communities, and our planet. So how can we apply these lessons to our daily lives? Well, let's start with respecting the land. We can do this by being mindful of our impact on the environment. We can reduce our consumption, recycle, and support sustainable practices. We can also learn about the natural world around us and appreciate the beauty and wonder of the planet we call home. By understanding and respecting the land, we will also be taking care of ourselves, because our health and well-being are intrinsically linked to the health of the environment. Next, valuing our community. We can do this by being kind, compassionate, and helpful to those around us. We can volunteer our time, donate to charity, or simply lend a listening ear to someone in need. When we value our community, we create a ripple effect that can change the world. Returning to spirituality. We can do this by reconnecting with ourselves and with the natural world. We can take time to meditate, to reflect, and to listen to the quiet voice within. We can also spend time in nature, whether it's a walk in the park or a hike in the wilderness. By reconnecting with nature, we can find inspiration, guidance, and a sense of wonder that can help us live more fulfilling lives. And lastly, living in harmony. We can do this by practicing acceptance, forgiveness, and compassion. We can let go of anger and resentment, and instead choose love and understanding. We can also practice gratitude for all the blessings we have in our lives, big and small. Living in harmony is not always easy, but it is always possible. And the benefits are immeasurable, not just for ourselves, but for the world we live in. You see, the prophecy isn't something to be feared. It's something to be embraced. It's a call to action, a call to live better lives, to be better people. It's a reminder that we have the power to create a better future, not just for ourselves, but for generations to come. In these uncertain times that we're living in, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, but the prophecy teaches us to remain calm, to trust in the process, and to keep moving forward with love and compassion in our hearts. It reminds us that even in the darkest of times, the light of hope and new beginnings will always shine through. It's a call to return to our roots, to reconnect with nature, with our spirituality, and with our sense of community. It's a reminder that we are all connected and that our actions affect not only ourselves, but the well-being of all living things. So let us embrace the prophecy, not with fear, but with hope. Let us use it as a guide to help us live better lives, to be better people. Let us work together to create a better future for ourselves and for the generations to come. I invite you to reflect on these words and consider how you can apply them to your own life. How can you be more respectful of the land? How can you be a better friend, neighbor, and community member? How can you reconnect with your spirituality and bring more harmony into your life? Remember, the prophecy is not meant to scare us, it's meant to inspire us. It's a call to action, a call to live better lives, to be better people. Are you ready to answer that call? As we come to the end of this video, I want to thank you for joining me on this journey of discovery. I hope you have gained some insight and wisdom from the words of the Hopi elders. If you did, please don't forget to show your support. Your support means the world to me, and it helps me continue sharing these valuable teachings with others. So thank you once again for joining me on this chapter of the teachings. Until next time, may you walk in beauty and wisdom. The air is heavy with tension. The ground trembles beneath our feet. Above, the sky crackles with dark energy. The 4 horsemen are here, and the end of the world as we know it is at hand. Are we to be extinguished like a candle in the wind? Will all that we have been, all that we have known, all that we have hoped for, all that we have dreamed about be lost to the abyss? Or will there be a new beginning? What lies beyond the darkness? Is there light to be found? Will the wheel of life turn once again? Tune in today as we journey into the heart of the storm and discover what fate has in store for us all. Join me now for Chapter 10 of the Apocalypse Survival Guide series, The Fifth World, a Rebirth of Spirit. Let's get started. Revelation 21, verse 1. And then I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the earth had passed away, and there was no more sea. This is quite an amazing scripture. You see, the entire Bible is symbolic. It's not literal. It's poetic, metaphorical, and written in parables. So let's not get too hung up on the literal meaning of these words, but instead focus on their deeper significance. In a moment of gentle imagining, let's envision a world where people live in peace with one another, where war and violence are but a distant memory, where greed and corruption are unknown. Let's picture a world teeming with compassion, kindness, and empathy, where humanity has transcended its petty differences and embraced unity, equality, and mutual respect. Can you feel the warmth of the sun on your skin as you breathe in the sweet fragrance of blooming flowers and listen to the soothing melody of birdsong all around you? Picture lush green fields stretching as far as the eye can see, swaying gently in the breeze. Sparkling rivers meander through the landscape, reflecting the azure sky above. Majestic mountains pierce the clouds, symbolizing the limitless potential within us all. But this vision of paradise is not limited to the natural world alone. It extends to every aspect of human existence. In this utopian realm, science and technology flourish without exploiting or harming the environment. People embrace sustainable practices, harnessing the power of nature to meet their needs while preserving its delicate balance. Homes are designed in harmony with their surroundings, seamlessly blending into the landscape and minimizing their ecological footprint. Cities are transformed into green oases, adorned with parks, rooftop gardens, and efficient public transportation systems that reduce pollution and congestion. Economy and trade are based on principles of fairness, sustainability, and equitable distribution. There is no poverty or hunger in this world. Everyone has access to the resources they need to thrive, and no one is denied opportunities due to social status or economic background. Healthcare and education are free for all. People value knowledge and critical thinking, and they are empowered to make informed decisions about their own lives and the future of their communities. Art and culture flourish in this enlightened world. People express themselves freely, embracing diversity and celebrating the richness of different cultures. Music, painting, literature, and theater reflect the beauty and complexity of the human experience, and people find solace and inspiration in the creative expression of their fellow human beings. This harmonious way of life extends to how people treat each other. Compassion, kindness, and empathy are at the core of their interactions. People listen to each other's perspectives, seeking to understand rather than to judge. They work together to solve problems and create positive change, recognizing that they are all interconnected and interdependent. There is no room for hatred, intolerance, or discrimination in this world. People celebrate their similarities and appreciate their differences, recognizing that diversity enriches the tapestry of life. They treat each other with dignity and respect, fostering genuine connections and building strong communities. This vision of the future is not just a fantasy, it is a glimpse of the potential that lies within humanity. When people choose love over hate, compassion over indifference, and unity over division, they can create a world that reflects these values. This is not the world as it is now, but the world as it could be. It is a testament to the power of the human spirit to overcome adversity and create beauty from the ashes of destruction. In this world, the old ways of thinking and behaving are gone, replaced by a new understanding of ourselves and our place in the universe. There is no more fear, only love. No more anger, only peace. No more despair, only hope. This is the world we can create if we choose to embrace the lessons of the past and commit to a better future. The prophecy ends with hope, the dawn of the fifth world, an era of renewal, a time when the veil between the physical and spiritual realms is at its thinnest. As the purification process unfolds, those who have endured emerge transformed, carrying the seeds of the new world within them. But what does this rebirth look like? How does it manifest itself in the lives of individuals and the world around them? The answer lies in understanding the symbolism embedded in the concept of a fifth world. Think of a forest untouched by human hands, a wilderness teeming with life. This is our third world. The animals roam free, the trees stand tall, and the rivers flow pure. These creatures and plants don't worry about things like food or shelter. Their needs are met naturally, and they live in harmony with the rhythms of the earth. They don't hoard food or fight for dominance, because they only take what they need to survive. This is a world in balance. It's a picture of what it means to be truly alive, thriving without the burdens of ambition and the need for more. It's a state of being free from the complications and conflicts that often overshadow our lives. Now imagine a fire sweeps through this forest, consuming everything in its path. The flames dance and flicker, leaving behind an eerie silence. Some might think that life is extinguished in this charred landscape. But what if I told you something beautiful is about to emerge? After the fire, the forest floor is covered with ash, but beneath the surface, something stirs. Tiny green shoots begin to push through the charred remains, reaching towards the light. They're small and fragile, yet resilient. Day by day, they grow stronger, transforming the barren landscape into a sea of green. What you're witnessing is a powerful metaphor for the rebirth of the spirit. Just as nature rejuvenates after a fire, our souls are reborn from the ashes of the old world. This is our fourth world, a time of transformation and renewal. The fire represents the trials and tribulations we endure, the challenges that test our strength and resilience. It symbolizes the burning away of the old, making way for the new. And the new shoots represent the seeds of our potential that begin to sprout. Each challenge we overcome, each obstacle we surmount, nourishes our growth and helps us blossom into our true selves. Finally, the scene shifts. The forest is even more vibrant than before. Lush vegetation carpets the ground, and animals roam through the foliage. Birds sing merrily, and the air buzzes with life. This is our fifth world, the world we are creating through our choices today. It's a world that emerges from the ashes of the old, stronger, more resilient, and more beautiful than before. We are the architects of this fifth world. Every decision we make, every action we take, contributes to the tapestry of our collective future. As we move forward, let us remember the lessons learned in the wilderness. Let us cherish the resilience we discovered within ourselves and the interconnectedness we found in nature. Let us carry the wisdom of the past into the new world we are creating and make it a reality. Some say that this passage describes a literal new earth, a physical place where the righteous will reside after the apocalypse. Others believe it refers to a spiritual awakening, a transformation of consciousness that occurs within each of us as we navigate the challenges of the end times. The truth may lie somewhere between these two perspectives. Perhaps there will be a physical new earth for those who survive the apocalypse, a world that is more sustainable, equitable, and compassionate than the one we are leaving behind. At the same time, this new earth may also symbolize a spiritual rebirth, a transformation of consciousness that occurs within each of us as we face our mortality and the collapse of our current way of life. The choice, dear friends, is ultimately ours. Will we cling to the old ways of thinking and behaving, or will we embrace the lessons of the past and create a better future for ourselves and our world? The fifth world beckons us to shed the old skin of our former selves and emerge as new creatures, more wise, more compassionate, and more connected to the rhythms of the universe. It calls for a reevaluation of our priorities, a rededication to the values that truly matter, and a recommitment to living in harmony with ourselves, each other, and the natural world. The fifth world is not a place we will go, but a way of life we must embody. It's a call to action, a challenge to create a new reality from the ashes of the old. It reminds us that we are not passive observers, but active participants in the unfolding drama of existence. The fifth world awaits us, ready to be shaped by our intentions and actions. The question is, are we willing to step into this new world and become the architects of our own destiny? Are we ready to leave behind the limitations of the past and embrace the infinite possibilities that lie ahead? The choice, my friends, is ours to make. Thank you for watching. Please stay tuned for the next video. Have a nice day. Stay safe out there. Chapter 11. Echoes of Other Prophecies. Around the world, I have been researching and writing about prophecies for many years, and whilst there are some unique and specific prophecies from indigenous cultures around the world that apply to their people and their lands, there are also prophecies that resonate with us all. They remind me of the flood prophecy given to the Hopi, the end-time prophecy spoken by the Mayan, the destruction and rebirth cycle taught in ancient Hindu texts, and the warnings given to the ancient Israelites. In this chapter, we will look at these parallels, reflect on them, see what they can teach us, and learn more about our connection to each other through these shared messages. We will start with the Mayans. You may be familiar with the information that has been circulating since the year 2012 that claimed the Mayan calendar predicted the end of the world. This is a misrepresentation of what the Mayan actually believed, based on their sacred calendar, which indeed ends on December 21st, 2012. The 5,125-year cycle had come full circle. For the Mayan, this date was important because it marked the end of one cycle and the beginning of another. Just like the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere marks the end of one season and the beginning of another. For the Mayan, this was a time to reflect on the past cycle, learn from it, and begin a new one with renewed energy. In the old Mayan language of Yucatec, the name for the new year was Inlakek, meaning I am another yourself, reminding us that we are all connected and that we are all one. The ancient Mayan priest and astronomer, who wrote in the Dresden Codex, foresaw great changes in the world at the end of each 260-day ritual count, or Tzolk'in, and at the end of every 52-year cycle, or calendar round. He noted that when the count of days and the count of years both reached their ends simultaneously, there would be a great purification. So when the 260-day count and the 365-day count came to an end together in 2012, the Mayan understood this to be a moment of great transformation. However, the end of a cycle is not the end of the world, but a return to the beginning of a cycle and a call to rebirth and renewal. The ancient Mayan also told stories of a great flood that would occur at the end of each cycle. These stories contain powerful messages about living in harmony with nature, respecting the earth, and being aware of the destructive forces of humankind. The story of the flood in the Popol Vuh, the sacred book of the Kichmayan, tells of a time when the gods sent a great flood to destroy the people because they were causing too much suffering in the world. Only a few people were saved, one man and one woman, and they were instructed to repopulate the earth and live in peace. The Hopi also speak of a time of great change and destruction, which will be followed by a period of peace and renewal. Their prophecy warns of natural disasters such as earthquakes, volcanic eruptions and floods, and also of human-made disasters such as nuclear war and environmental destruction. However, it also speaks of a great awakening that will occur when the Kachina return. The Kachina are the spirits of nature, and their return will signal a return to harmony with the natural world. There are many similarities between the Hopi and Mayan prophecies. Both cultures speak of a time of great change and transformation, as well as a time of great destruction and renewal. Both prophecies also warn of natural and human-made disasters, as well as a great awakening that will occur when the spiritual world returns. Now, let's move on to the ancient Israelites. There are many books in the Old Testament that contain prophecies of a coming judgment, such as Isaiah, Jeremiah, and Ezekiel. These prophecies speak of a day when God will pour out his wrath on the people of Israel and the surrounding nations. The prophets warned of wars, famines, and earthquakes that would occur before the final judgment. They also spoke of a Messiah who would come to save his people. In the book of Isaiah we read, "And it shall come to pass in the last days, that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established on the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow into it." This prophecy is often interpreted as a prediction of a time when the Jewish people will return to their homeland and rebuild the temple in Jerusalem. It is also seen as a prophecy of a time of peace and prosperity for the people of Israel. Another prophecy in the book of Isaiah reads, "He will be like a tree planted by the rivers of water that brings forth its fruits in season, whose leaves also shall not wither, and whatever he does shall prosper." This prophecy is often interpreted as a prediction of the coming of a Messiah who will bring peace and prosperity to all nations. Some Christians believe that Jesus Christ is the Messiah prophesied in the Old Testament. They believe that Jesus came to save humanity from sin and death, and that he will return again to establish his kingdom on earth. Finally, let's talk about the ancient Hindus. The concept of cycles is also found in ancient Hindu texts, such as the Puranas. According to these texts, the universe goes through 4 yugas or ages. The first is the Satya Yuga, or the Age of Truth. This is a time of peace and harmony when people lived in accordance with the laws of nature and the divine. The second is the Treta Yuga, or the Age of Goodness. This is a time when people began to deviate from the path of righteousness and evil began to spread. The third is the Dvapara Yuga, or the Age of the Universe. This is a time of great conflict and suffering when the forces of good and evil are at war. The fourth is the Kali Yuga, or the Age of Darkness. This is a time of great destruction and chaos when evil prevails over good. However, the ancient Hindu also believed that after the Kali Yuga, there would be a rebirth of the universe, and the cycle would begin again with the Satya Yuga. The ancient Hindu believed that the length of each yuga could vary, but that the total length of the 4 yugas was 12,000 years. This cycle is known as a Maha Yuga, or Great Cycle. So we can see that the idea of cycles is found in many different cultures around the world. Each culture has its own unique beliefs and stories, but there are also some common themes that run through all of them. The idea of cycles is a reflection of the natural world. The seasons, the tides, and the phases of the moon all follow cycles, and so it is with the human race. We go through cycles of growth and maturity, of joy and sorrow, of light and darkness. These prophecies are a warning to us that we need to be aware of the cycles of history and the patterns of human behavior. They tell us that we need to be careful not to repeat the mistakes of the past, and that we need to be prepared for the challenges of the future. But they also tell us that there is hope for the future. There will be a time of renewal and rebirth, a time when the darkness will pass and the light will return. The prophecies also remind us that we are all part of a greater whole. We are all connected to each other and to the natural world. We are all responsible for taking care of the earth and its people. When we do this, we are in harmony with the cycles of the universe. Finally, the prophecies also give us hope for the future. There is a time of renewal and rebirth, a time when the darkness will pass and the light will return. This gives us the strength to keep going when times are tough and the courage to face the challenges of the future. If we are able to listen to the wisdom of these prophecies and take heed of their warnings, then we can create a better future for ourselves and for generations to come. We are all part of a greater whole, and we are all responsible for taking care of the earth and its people. Let us work together to create a better world for all. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to stay updated on new releases. And remember, we are all one family, the human family. This is the last chapter. All good things must come to an end, and so it goes with our story. The time has come to bring everything together, to revisit all the great themes one more time. So let's take a look at the main points of the prophecy. Let's look at them one by one, and in doing so, we will be reviewing the 12 signs in the process too. This should help to sum up where we are and where we are going. Let's start with the 4 worlds. First, we had the world of dreaming, the realm of potential and imagination, where everything was possible. Then came the separation, the great filter, and then we were born into the world of action, the world of cause and effect, duality, of light and dark, hot and cold, male and female, etc. Next, there was the world of illusion or the world of conditioning. It is here that the old belief systems and conditioning patterns got triggered and played out. After passing through this world, we now enter the world of enlightenment, or the world of truth. Here we realize who we really are, what life is all about, and that we are eternal spiritual beings having a human experience. We realize that all the answers lie within. We are not separate from each other. We are one. Next, let's revisit the 9 signs that have been our guideposts along the way. Sign No. 1 was unity, the realization that we are all connected and that there is no separation. Sign No. 2 was polarity. Everything is made of energy and everything has a positive and a negative aspect. Sin No. 3 was the reversal. Because we don't like change, we resist it. But if we embrace change and accept it, we can move forward freely. Sign No. 4 was the dark night of the soul. It was the sign of letting go of the old paradigms, of recognizing that they no longer serve us. Sign No. 5 was contemplation. It encouraged us to spend more time in introspection and to look within. Sign No. 6 was sacrifice. It told us that we need to give up our ego and our attachment to outcomes. Sin No. 7 was transformation. It taught us that we have the ability to turn everything around and use adversity to our advantage. Sign No. 8 was the phoenix. It reminded us that after the darkness comes the light and that we are capable of rising from the ashes stronger than ever. And finally, Sign No. 9 was the new seed. It symbolized the birth of a new reality and the beginning of a golden age. Moving on to the next point, let's revisit the blue star. The blue star symbolizes our potential. It is the unique gifts and talents that each one of us carries within. It is also the divine spark that connects us all. When we discover and develop our gifts and share them with others, we become the blue star. Our light shines, and the world is a better place because of it. The next point is purification. Purification is a recurring theme in this story. It is about cleaning up our lives, getting rid of anything that does not serve our highest good. It is about purifying our thoughts, our emotions, and our actions. It is also about being purified by fire, about transforming our pain into power. Purification leads us to the final point, rebirth. Rebirth is the ultimate transformation. It is when we are born again into a new reality. It is when we shed our old skin and emerge as new creatures. It is when we are reborn into freedom. And this brings us to an important message that runs throughout the story. The idea that prophecies are guidance, not prediction. Yes, prophecies are powerful tools that can help us understand where we are and where we are going. But they are not set in stone. They are not predictions of the future. Rather, they are guidance, a map, a compass that can help us navigate the challenges of life and lead us to our highest potential. We have free will. We always have a choice. Now, before we close, let me say a few words about where we are. We are living in the 12th sign age, the age of Aquarius. It is the age of enlightenment, the age of truth. We are also living in the golden age, the age of love and harmony. We are living in a time of great awakening. More and more people are becoming aware of the truth of who they are. They are shedding their old beliefs and embracing a new way of thinking. We are living in a time of great change. Old structures are crumbling and new ones are being built. We are living in a time of great challenges, but also of great opportunities. Opportunities to create a new world, a world that is based on love, harmony, and peace. Remember, the future is not written in stone. It is up to us to create the future we want to live in. The prophecies are not predictions, they are guidance. They tell us what is possible, what is probable, but the final outcome depends on us, on how we choose to live our lives today. The prophecies are a story that has been passed down to us from the ancients. It is a story of hope, a story of inspiration. It is a story of courage, a story of transformation. It is a story of our journey back to our true nature. It is a story of our journey back to the source, back to God, back to our higher selves. As the Hopi elders have said, we are the ones we have been waiting for. So my brothers and sisters, let us take these words to heart. Let us remember that we are not separate from each other. Let us remember that we are all connected. Let us remember that we are all one. Let us remember that we have the power to create the future we want to live in. Let us remember that we are the ones we have been waiting for. I hope you have enjoyed this story. If you have, please share it with your friends and family. I would like to thank all of you who have supported me on this journey. Without your support, this story would not have been possible. Thank you for watching. May the blessings of the Great Spirit be with you always. Amen.